Hey everyone, it's me Doomlink and welcome to an update video for the 10th of October 2017. So what we have here is a list of the Let's Plays that I'm currently doing. I did kind of want to talk about these particular Let's Plays during my last update video, but I got a little bit caught up in a tangent and I couldn't really get my train of thought going, and plus I was playing a game at the time, so it's a little bit difficult to look at a list of, I guess, Let's Plays that I'm doing at the moment. I do really need to compile it into a list to be able to, I guess, recall all of the Let's Plays, because, you know, there are a lot of them, as you can tell from this list, so it's kind of difficult to pull them out of my arse, or rather out of my head. Maybe not out of my arse, that would imply that I'm lying to you. I'm definitely not lying to you. But, you know, they're uploaded, you can see, it's the proof right there, but, I'm going to put my headset to the side, I don't want it to be in my way. It's literally hanging off my boom stand right now as I'm trying to do a fucking update video. It's quite distracting, but I have moved that distraction out of my way for now. So basically, this list here is not from highest priority to lowest priority. This is purely date-based. You can see that the dates are getting more and more recent as you go down. That's what this list is in terms of its order, so don't misunderstand, because definitely Monster Hunter Freedom Unite is not a high priority Let's Play for me, but it is the oldest one, or rather the one that I started the longest period of time ago. When it comes, that was a weird way to actually phrase that. That was not grammatically correct, but you know what I'm trying to say when I say that. It's kind of technically my oldest current Let's Play that I'm working on right now. And I did only recently, like within the last week or so, pull it out of the on hold list in my Let's Plays. Now it currently doesn't reside in any section of my Let's Plays. It's not on, I don't want to say in progress, because that's just awful for obvious reasons, but I'm going to say it. It's not in progress, and it's not on hold, so that sounds awful. I really don't like that. But anyway, just repeating these conjunctions, it sounds truly horrendous, but regardless, yeah, Freedom Unite is just floating around the place, but I do kind of want to start uploading Freedom Unite a little bit more consistently, kind of similarly to how I want to upload Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate more consistently, because I think there are some people who are interested in my Monster Hunter material, but at the very least, I didn't put Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate on hold for like an entire year, whereas I did do that with Freedom Unite. So, I mean, once again, I put it on hold in like July of 2016, which is astounding because it's been well over a year since then, and it doesn't feel like it's been a year since then, but I talked about that in part 33, which is the part that I resumed the Let's Play on, so if you're interested in hearing what I have to say about that, then go and watch that, I suppose. But regardless, yes, Monster Hunter Freedom Unite is currently my oldest running Let's Play that I'm doing at this time, but it's not something that I'm planning on finishing soon, simply because of its size in relation to all of the other games that are listed here. It's not necessarily that much bigger than some of them. I mean, I would say Skyrim is a bit bigger than Freedom Unite, but the point is that it's just, you know, it's not going to be something that I'll finish soon, so it's not a priority, but it is there regardless, and it is something that I'm going to aim to finish at some point in the future. Next of all, we do have Spyro Dawn of the Dragon, which was started in July of 2016. Now, this is something that is a high priority, but I'm not really tackling this as a high priority because I'm an idiot. I've basically recorded, I would say, about 85 to 90% of the Let's Play so far. I don't really have too much more of the game to play. I would say it would be closer to 80 to 85% to be fair, because I think I still do have maybe about 10 parts left of the Let's Play, and I don't really know how many I've done in total, to be fair, so therefore maybe getting a percentage out of that is a little bit difficult, but I would say generally that that's how much longer I have until I will be able to actually finish that Let's Play, but I do still need to work on what I've actually uploaded so far. Or not uploaded, sorry, what I've recorded so far. I don't need to work on what I've uploaded because it's already uploaded. Thank you, Doomlink. You are so great with your train of thought that you just say random shit. But anyway, yeah, I do need to work on what I've already recorded, and I do have a lot of that, so I need to try and work on that. I just kind of got a little bit, I guess, sidetracked with other things that I want to do, because as you can see, there's a pretty fucking vast list in your face right now, or rather, that you're reading right now. So those are the things that I got sidetracked by, in case you were wondering. What were you getting sidetracked by, Doomlink? It's right in front of you right now. That's what I was getting sidetracked by. But anyway, I do need to try and pull myself together and focus on Dawn of the Dragon again, because as you can see, this is over a year old now, and it's not that long of a game, so it is pretty much my next priority. Next of all, we do have Final Fantasy XIII. Now, I wasn't too sure about this. At first, I thought that I had actually lost my original audio commentary for the first part. It just turns out that it was in some other folder that I forgot about. And then I remembered it randomly at some point and thought, I bet it's in that folder. And then I went and looked, and lo and behold, it was there. And so out of interest, I decided to, load up Final Fantasy XIII, the original recording file, and the audio file, not PHILE, but FILE. Please don't start tripping on your words there, Doomlink. You'll look like an illiterate idiot, or rather sound like an illiterate idiot. But anyway, ultimately, yes, it is all working fine. There are no issues with it, as far as I can tell, and I think I am going to go ahead with that Let's Play, simply because it's existed so long without even being uploaded at all. I was kind of not opposed to the idea of just dropping it and saying, yeah, forget about it, I won't even do it. I'm not even that interested in the Final Fantasy series, so why do I need to prioritize that? I don't need to prioritize it, ultimately, because I have only recorded something like 5 parts for it. I think. I did 2 long recordings of it, and that will probably ultimately result in about 5 parts, I would say. That's a guess. I can't really remember how long my second recording was. I think it was like an hour and 20 minutes for my first recording, so yeah, I'm not too sure. We'll have to see regardless, but yeah, I wouldn't say Final Fantasy XIII is a huge priority at this stage. It's kind of something that I do want to get moving. I might start uploading it this week, possibly. I'm not too sure, though. I really do need to consider whether or not it's appropriate, because I feel like... Sorry, I had to pause for a moment just because it was a bit loud outside. I don't want to get that stuff in the microphone, and of course, if I'm talking, I can't exactly cut it out, because then I'd be cutting out my voice as well. But I think what I was trying to say there, lost my train of thought just a tiny bit, but yeah, that's right. I don't necessarily want to start uploading a Let's Play unless I have a decent number of parts ready to go. And I think maybe 5 is enough, but I've only processed 1. Well, I technically haven't processed 1 yet, but I do have 1 ready to process, because I have, I have edited around half of the first recordings so far. It's been quite enjoyable to just, watch it all again. It does entertain me, actually, because it's just one of those games where the way in which I react to it is quite funny to me, and it entertains me. I was laughing in the first part, I was just the words that I was saying, and just the way in which I was saying things, it entertained me. It tickled my, I guess, sense of humor. And I do have a weird sense of humor, so don't expect to have a laugh yourself. I don't know. You might, but you probably won't. Regardless, once again, in terms of the priority, Final Fantasy isn't a high priority. I would definitely prioritize Wind Waker HD and Dawn of the Dragon over Final Fantasy XIII. So yeah, with that having been said, let's talk about Wind Waker HD, which was started 1 month after Final Fantasy XIII. So basically, Wind Waker HD was a thing that happened kind of out of nowhere. I just had a real craving to play the game, and so I started it, and of course it's not one of those small games to start. It does go for quite a long time, and especially considering that I want to do 100%, it's kind of, asking a lot. So I will have to try and finish that at some point, but I would say that Dawn of the Dragon does have higher priority, not only because I started it quite a few months before Wind Waker HD, but also because it's shorter. I definitely think that I should be prioritizing, I guess, games or Let's Plays more specifically that are shorter, because if I'm going to finish them faster, it's good to just get them out of the way. Whereas with Wind Waker HD, for instance, that's going to be a 100% Let's Play more or less, so that's going to be quite long. And then also there's the fact that Wind Waker HD is generally a longer game than Dawn of the Dragon anyway. But, in terms of priority, I do kind of want to be focusing on that as well. I want to kind of clear all of my 2016 Let's Plays out of here by, I want to say mid-2018, but it's probably not going to happen. But, it definitely won't happen, because at the very least I'll still be doing Final Fantasy XIII, but if I can at least get Dawn of the Dragon and Wind Waker HD finished by mid-2018, I will be happy. I won't be upset anymore. It's not like I'm upset now. I'm just kind of joking and being ironic, but I will be quite happy if I can get both of those finished in that time. I'll definitely be able to get Dawn of the Dragon finished in that time. Whether or not I can get Wind Waker HD finished by then, I'm not too sure. But anyway, the next Let's Play on the list, bloody hell, is Breath of the Wild, which was started on the day of its release. So that was, I think, the 3rd of March 2017. But anyway, yeah, it's a Let's Play that I'm not too sure about. There were issues with the audio recording that I'm not too sure whether or not I can put up with while editing it. There's also the fact, there's a possibility that you guys aren't going to be bothered by it. I'll be transparent with you. Basically, I had a blocked nose during the recording of it, and I kind of sounded like I had a peg on my nose, and it was kind of annoying to listen to, but you wouldn't necessarily notice it. Maybe, or maybe you would. I don't really know, but at the very least, it bothers the shit out of me, and it wasn't just for one recording either, and I did long recordings for Breath of the Wild, so if it's going to be in one part in that long recording, it's going to be in a lot of parts in the long recording, because it goes on and on and on. So, I don't know what to do about that. Breath of the Wild feels very distant in my memory, so I wouldn't be hugely opposed to replaying it, if you understand what I'm saying. So it feels like it would be a shame to do that. I definitely can't deny the fact that it would be a shame, but I am content with what I've uploaded so far. What I've currently uploaded as of right now, and I think, let me double check on my laptop right now to see how much I've actually uploaded of Breath of the Wild. Do excuse my really loud mouse. This is the wireless mouse that I use with my laptop. It's quite cheap. It just does the job, you know. But let me just go to playlists if I can possibly get my internet working. It's because I'm seeding rather highly on some torrent. I'm actually going to start downloading another torrent here. Going to limit my upload rate to 10 kilobytes per second because I'm an asshole. Just load the playlists, please. I'll be with you in a moment. Alright, I'm back. So basically, I have currently uploaded 10 parts of Zelda Breath of the Wild. The last part was The Old Man's Identity. I think I'm pretty happy with those 10 parts. I don't really have much against that, and those were, ironically, 10 parts that I recorded all on the 3rd of March, I think. Is that right? That's right. So March 3rd was 10 parts right there. Everything that's past those 10 parts was recorded after the first day of release. So you know what? It might not be hugely awful to just re-record everything that I've done. Not for those 10 parts, but rather I'll do all the stuff off camera up to what I've done, to part 10, and then I'll continue in part 11 with a new Let's Play, with the current me, rather than the previous me, because I do have something like maybe 35 parts recorded for this Let's Play, at least, maybe 45 even, like there's a lot of shit going on. And while it is a real shame to get rid of all of that, it hurts me, don't get me wrong, it hurts me to record that much, and then just throw it away, because I still have it now, and I have it all recorded, but it might have to happen, because there's just so much that I can't salvage, and I feel that if I'm going to have gameplay that I recorded a period of time ago, but then I don't have the blind commentary to go along with it, it's so worthless. Because, to start with, if I'm going to play blind, the actual gameplay is not going to be that great. But you see, that's okay because you have blind commentary to go along with it, so it's kind of like an adventure. You're kind of working with the game and you're talking about it at the same time, so it's kind of entertaining to watch because it is a blind Let's Play, and it was recorded when the game was brand new, so it was okay for the gameplay to be bad or lacking in any way. It's not terrible. I'm not saying that I was playing awfully okay, but I'm saying that it might be lacking in some ways because it is indeed a blind Let's Play. But without that original commentary, that's going to be useless. And then there's also the fact that I would personally rather physically play the game than sit down watching it and just talking about it while watching a blind Let's Play of it with no vocal commentary. I'm actually supplying the vocal commentary. In my opinion, that would be really boring and not very fun at all. Yes, technically the gameplay would have been recorded when the game was still new and had just come out, but it's not really relevant anymore because the blind commentary to go along with it is no longer there, because I would get rid of it. It's still there. It does exist, but whether or not I want to use it is kind of the variable that's I guess, deciding whether or not I'm actually going to re-record it or not, but that's going to be a call that I will make within the next few months, and yeah, we'll see what happens there. If I do decide to re-record it, then Breath of the Wild will probably be pushed back quite a bit as far as the priority is concerned, because it does have a high priority as something that I have recorded a lot of parts for quite a while ago by now that still haven't been edited, but if I'm just going to re-record it anyway, I need time to do that, so therefore it might not be quite as high of a priority. So we'll have to see. At the very least, I would like to finish either Dawn of the Dragon or Wind Waker HD. Finishing both might be a bit of a tall order before actually properly getting back into Breath of the Wild, but I don't really know how long it's going to take for me to do Wind Waker HD. If I can, like, pump out Wind Waker HD somehow and, like, get it finished by maybe even February of 2018, that'd be great, and then I could just go and do Breath of the Wild. We'll see. We will indeed see how I feel about that, but it will also depend on the other Let's Plays that I've got after Breath of the Wild. So yeah, generally, the priority and the status of Breath of the Wild is a little bit up in the air at the moment, but we're just going to have to see as time goes on. It's good to mention it anyway, and it's good to mention when I did start recording it and where it stands in relation to all of my other Let's Plays at the moment. Moving on, we do have Four Swords Adventures. Now, this is a Let's Play that was plagued by all sorts of recording issues, mainly in regards to the audio commentary, and I have replayed that so many times I can't stand to look at it anymore. And it seems that whenever I do try to play it, I just get plagued by those same problems. I don't get plagued by them in any other fucking Let's Play that I do, but for some reason, Four Swords Adventures, I just... like, it took me about 2 months of constantly replaying the game over and over and over again, like recording it, until I was happy with part 3, if you understand. And I'm still kind of slightly not that into part 3. And, you know, I haven't recorded anything since. I have, and I disposed of them as well, if you can believe that. Past part 3, I recorded on that same day, and I wasn't happy with what I did, threw it out again. So Four Swords Adventures is a really... you can hear that I'm getting emotional about it, because it's fucking annoying, and I don't know what's going on with Four Swords Adventures, but that is a fucking thing that I've put on hold, technically. Because I don't know when I'm going to continue it. I'd love to finish it at some point. I love the game, don't get me wrong, I really do love Four Swords Adventures. It's got nothing to do with the experience of playing the game. It's purely to do with my audio commentary, and I don't know what the deal with that is, but I'll have to fucking sort it out eventually. If you don't know what I'm really on about, it's pretty much the same issue as Breath of the Wild. And as far as the original audio commentary is concerned, and it bothers the shit out of me. But anyway, that's all for that. And I don't think I'm going to talk about Four Swords Adventures anymore in this video. But as you can see, it was started in May of this year, and it has moved extremely slowly. So, not for lack of, you know, desire to get it moving faster, mind you, but it just hasn't happened, unfortunately. So that's the reality of Four Swords Adventures. It's not a huge priority, but, you know, it's something I'd like to finish eventually. Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, which was started July of 2017, more specifically July of this year, a few months ago, was pretty much my first, or is, I should say, it's not really past tense, it is still my first... I guess PC Let's Play ever, that I've ever done, really. You can technically call emulator Let's Plays PC Let's Plays, but no, I mean actual PC games, not, you know, games that were originally released on other things and recorded on emulators. I did do pretty much 90% of what I did in 2009 and 2010 was done on emulators, so I'm not really a stranger to recording things on the computerer. I don't know, that was weird what I said there, but long story short, yeah, I'm no stranger to recording things on the computer, but as far as PC games are concerned, this is the first Let's Play that I've ever done that is actually a PC game, properly. So there you go. I don't really... it's pretty much the same as Freedom Unite. I'm not looking to finish it anytime soon, it's just going to be something that continues along, and I don't know, I did say that I wanted to kind of upload it more or less consistently. It'll be one of those Let's Plays that I do that'll be a bit on and off. Sometimes I'll upload maybe a few videos and then I won't upload anything for a while, and then I'll return to it and then record a bit more. It's just one of those games, unfortunately. I did get a little bit of a setback with Skyrim, which I did mention in my previous Let's Play. Not previous Let's Play, rather. My previous update video. I say Let's Play just naturally for any series that I do, but because most of them are Let's Plays, but this is actually an update video series, so there you go. But, anyway, I will mention just generally, when I do start these videos, it's strange not to say, welcome to Let's Play, or welcome back to Let's Play. Instead, I'm saying, welcome to an update video. It sounds weird to my ears, and it feels weird to say, because I'm just so used to introducing Let's Plays, not anything else, but, yeah, there you go. Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim, needless to say, is something that is not a huge priority, but, you know, I'm not going to finish it, ever, probably, but it would be nice to record it as much as I can. So that's all I have to say about that. The next one, Toradora Portable, is something that I don't know what the fuck to do with. I'll probably, just simply because the time requirements, as far as editing the recordings, is extreme. It's kind of difficult to force yourself to sit down and, I guess, edit a 1 hour long video. You know, it's not even, it feels okay when you can split it up into parts. You feel like you're achieving more within that 1 hour, because generally if I have, say, like a 1 hour long recording and I split it up into those 3 parts, it feels like I am actually achieving something more than just, you know, sitting down for 1 hour and I've only got one part out of all of that time spent. It feels like a waste, and, well, it doesn't, it might be a bit over the top to say that it feels like a waste. It just feels like I'm spending all of this time to achieve so little, but it's not really like that. It's more of just this psychological thing, and it's kind of how you justify spending a lot of time on one thing and just, you know, sticking to it, and it's kind of difficult when you're only getting one part out of a Let's Play out of it, but that's how I decided to do Toradora Portable, and this is the first time I've really done a Let's Play like that, where I've done such ridiculously long recordings. I mean, yeah, with my Demon Souls Let's Plays, sometimes the videos would go for an hour. Very rarely. Usually it was around 40 minutes for parts, 45 to 50 minute parts, and they were pretty long, and I will say that that was difficult to really pump out a lot of those Let's Play videos for Demon Souls towards the end there, when I just needed to get it finished with the uploading. That needed to happen so badly. It was just a requirement. But it just, yeah, that really destroyed me, to be honest. So that was started in September of this year, which was very recent. I did want to start it earlier than that, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it. I did originally have let's speak like we have a mental issue. But, yeah, I did originally have a Toradora Portable Let's Play that was blind, but then I decided to do a new one, and my decision to do a new one came maybe July of 2017, but it did take me until September to actually physically start recording it, so that's why that date is there. So yeah, the next thing that we've got, literally in the next month, which is this current month, was Dark Souls, and you can see that I have 4 builds in total going for this one. I've started 2, and I plan to do 2 more, probably towards the end of this year. I'm going to try and hold off on my strength build until I've finished my quality build. I'm not going to finish my dex build before starting my strength build, however. And my magic build, I don't know what the hell I'm doing with that. I might actually put that one on hold for a little bit longer, I'm not too sure. It really depends on how I feel after I've recorded like a full Let's Play of the quality build, and I suppose the dex build will be finished by the time I'm considering the magic build anyway. So it really, like I said, depends on how I feel after I've recorded that much. You know, maybe the craving will have been sated by that time too. I suppose refer back to the title of the first video of my quality build, but, and it was a craving that kind of brought this on, you know, I suddenly really needed to play Dark Souls, and that's why I have 4 fucking builds for it, you know. Apparently I didn't learn my lesson in Demon Souls, but, you know, I'm doing it to myself again, and at the very least I'm not recording so many parts. I mean, yeah, I did do 20 parts within like 2 days for my quality build, but it's still not as many parts as, or at least not as much content as I was doing for Demon Souls, you know, because I'm chilling out with it, you know, I'm stopping, I'm not doing it right now. If I was recording it right now, it would be on par with Demon Souls, because I just kept on recording, and I just didn't stop, and then I couldn't get enough. I had to, you know, have a change of scenery, so I did Dark Souls 2. Within a single month, I did 2 full Let's Plays of that, and it took me a good year until I was able to fully upload all of them. So that was just a nightmare. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've got for my current Let's Plays, and I know you guys are looking at this and saying to yourselves, my god, why are you doing this to yourself, Doomlink? You have so many Let's Plays that you are doing at one time. How are you going to be able to keep track of them all? How are you going to be able to stick to them? I will say that when I was younger, And when I first started doing Let's Plays, what you're seeing right now is exactly what I was doing back then. I had multiple Let's Plays going at one time, and you know what? I didn't finish them. Not because I didn't have the time, but because I had so many that I wanted to play that I just couldn't even stop myself. What you're seeing right here is me restraining myself. This number of Let's Plays here is me restraining myself. Because if I were, as I was when I was younger, back in 2009 when I was doing Let's Plays, I would just, start one, and then just be like, I'm bored of it, and then I'll go to the next one, and then to the next one, the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and eventually I'd have no fucking Let's Plays completed, because I would have started a million of them. It's really sad that was how it was, but as you can see, I'm going to change the screen right now. You can see here that it's not like that anymore. I've stuck with it. I have completed several Let's Plays by now. And, this is what I have to show for it. If you have a look at the dates of these, and I'll go through them. So my first Let's Play here was Demon Souls, which was started in 2014. Now, I will say that this list, kind of how the order of the previous list was based on when I started the Let's Plays, this is based on when I completed their uploading. So when I had completed the Let's Play, the two dates that are there are when I started recording, and the second one is when I finished uploading. Not when I finished recording, but when I finished uploading. That is the second date that is listed in the brackets. So in Demon Souls, my very first Let's Play that I stuck to, I did do a Let's Play of Zelda Parallel Worlds, which is of course a Link to the Past ROM hack that exists. Or rather, it's a ROM hack of Zelda that is based on A Link to the Past. And I just wasn't really happy with that, so I scrapped it. But Demon Souls was, the first part of it was taken from an earlier version of the Let's Play that I did in 2014, but I had spliced that in with a new version of the Let's Play that was recorded in early 2015, which was almost back-to-back, to be fair, so that's why it was okay to do it again. Or rather to keep the first part of the first Let's Play in with the second attempt that was right next to it, because, they did occur within a pretty short space of time, but regardless, I did manage to finish that by the end of that year. Or not really the end, but, towards the end of that year, 2015. Technically started in 2014, because the first part was from that Let's Play, so I would say that generally that project went between 2014 December to September of 2015 when I finished uploading it. But I believe that I probably would have actually physically finished that recording of the Let's Play in September as well. And it was 11 long parts in total. As you can see, I either have long parts or just parts written there for the actual part numbers. The reason why is because it's kind of important. 11 long parts is not the same length of time as just 32 normal parts. Or rather, 11 long parts is not the same as 11 parts. Because when I say part, I mean kind of like usually between 20 and 30 minutes. That's what a normal part is for me. Whereas a long part can be 30 to an hour. 30 minutes to an hour, rather. 30 watt to an hour. Doomlink, yes, minutes is what I'm referring to. But, so 11 long parts for the Demon Souls Let's Play, and that was the first one that I completed on the channel. Second one that I completed was Dragon Quest Swords, which went between October of 2015 to December 2015, and that's actually not correct. It should be there. I will change it. I'm reading something different. I'm basically reading, maybe an unfinished version of this. It's actually going to be January of 2016 when this was completed, because I did finish the recording in 2015, but I finished the uploading in 2016 in January. So I'm going to have that be something that finishes in January 2016. And as you can see, in total there are 32 parts, but there are 34 videos. So in total it's 34 parts. I shouldn't have said in total 32 parts, because totally there are 34 videos and 32 of them are regular parts. The additional 2 videos are kind of like 0.5. I do sometimes. It seems to only have been something that I did in Dragon Quest Swords, but I did have, let's say you have part 11 and part 12. I had 11.5 to my memory. I think that was the part that I did the 0.5 for, and there was another one as well that I did a 0.5 for. Basically, that's just something that I do in between those 2 parts, quite literally. And, it's something that I could have done off camera, but I decided to just record it anyway for you guys. And that's the idea of that. So 32 parts, but 34 videos in total for that particular Let's Play. So yeah, that was the second one that I completed. Next of all, you've got Super Mario 64, which is not really something that gets much attention, as I've been able to tell. I finished it quite a long time ago. I finished uploading it in January. I did the entire Let's Play during November, I will mention. It was all recorded in November, started and finished. But despite that period of time passing, it's been well over a year. It's been almost 2 years now since I finished uploading that. Not really, it's getting there, but soon it will be 2 years since I finished uploading it, and it still doesn't really have many views at all. Compared with Dragon Quest Swords, which I think the playlist has over 1,000 views by now. Now that is by far the most viewed Let's Play that I have on this channel. 1,000 views on one playlist is unheard of for my channel at this stage, so it's definitely my most popular Let's Play so far. But yeah, Super Mario 64, even though it's pretty much the same length of time when that finished uploading, and it has 23 parts, not really viewed at all, so yeah, that's just a thing that exists on my channel that I suppose no one's interested in. But there you go. The next Let's Play is Twilight Princess, which was started in August of 2015. So before both Super Mario 64 and Dragon Quest Swords, I did start Twilight Princess. That was stalled at the beginning because of controller issues that I was having, and eventually it was resolved in, I think, maybe, I don't know, was it? It might have been 2016 by the time I started solving those problems. I can't really remember, but at the very least I did finish everything by June of 2016. Things were put on hold for a while towards the end, maybe towards the last 20 parts things were put on hold. Actually, I do remember that I put things on hold for quite a long time when I got to the last dungeon. I think it was the last dungeon, technically, where we were in the sky, the dungeon in the sky. Remember that I put it on hold there for a while after doing a really long series of recordings. That was at the very end of 2015, I remember. But anyway, regardless, yeah, Twilight Princess was indeed completed in June of 2016 with a total of 81 parts, which makes it my longest Let's Play that I've done so far, by quite a few parts, I will say. But yeah, that became my 4th Let's Play that I completed on the channel. And I suppose, yeah, the last Let's Play that I started in 2015 to be finished. So yeah, next of all we do have my Let's Play of Demon's Souls. It's my 3rd one. I know it looks really strange for me to be finishing my 3rd Let's Play of Demon's Souls before my 2nd, but I do have it based on when I completed the uploading, and I did indeed finish my magic build as far as that uploading is concerned before the 2nd one. But, you know, I don't know. If you guys find that to be bothersome, then that's your problem, I suppose. But yeah, that was started in April of 2016. I managed to finish that quite before the other ones. I managed to prioritize it there. It was finished in November of 2016. That was when I finished uploading it, and it was 25 long parts in total. So yeah, that was both a New Game and New Game Plus playthrough. Whereas with Demon's Souls, the very first one that I did, which was started in 2014, with 11 long parts, was only a New Game playthrough. I did, at that time, try to do a New Game Plus playthrough of the game, which was going to be in a separate playlist entirely, whereas with the other Let's Plays of Demon's Souls that I did after that one, they were all in the same playlist, but at that time, with that New Game Plus playthrough of the first build that I did technically, even though I wasn't planning on doing other ones that didn't have a number system for it at that time, like, you know, #1, #2, all of that, I didn't have it there, and I'm going to keep it without it, but it is still technically my first playthrough. But yeah, the New Game Plus playthrough of that build was cancelled due to lost files back in September of 2015. That's what I remember, because that was when I did the update video for it, and that was my first update video on this channel when I needed to talk about those lost files. And I can't remember what else was cancelled as a result of that. Oh yeah, I did have my PS3 Let's Play of Skyrim, which stands to be my first out of 3 Let's Plays of Skyrim on this channel. The first 2, of course, getting cancelled. But anyway, I don't know, I'm a nightmare, I suppose, but the PC one is definitely going to be locked in. I'm not going to be doing any more attempts after that. That's one that is going to remain for a long time, or rather indefinitely, I should say. Regardless, yep, I managed to finish the Magic build in November 2016 with 25 long parts, and that was my 5th Let's Play that I completed. Next of all, we had Castlevania Symphony of the Night, which I started before any of my Demon's Souls recordings, which were all started in April of 2016. Or more specifically, my 2nd build through to my 4th build. So the reason why my commentary just cut out there was actually because Audacity wasn't able to record my voice anymore due to the fact that I was running out of disk space. So what I'm going to do right now is just kind of continue through the points that I was just describing, or rather talking about just then, and my original commentary will resume later on, as you'll see. But anyway, I was talking about Demon Souls, both the magic build, strength build, both. I'm referring to three things, so that's not going to be both, that's all three. So all three of those things, magic, strength, and faith builds, were started during the same month of April 2016. I don't think there were too many days between those playthroughs starting, so yeah. But as you can see, based on the fact that my magic build was finished in November of 2016, a few months before the other ones, you can tell that the magic build, despite being my third build that I started, was the one that I was most interested in at that time. It was 25 long parts in total, and I just had a lot of fun playing through it, whereas my strength build, I wasn't quite so interested in that build as I was going through it. You might be aware of that as you watch it, if you're interested in watching it, that is. Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of it while I was going through it. But my faith build was kind of slower as well, because I didn't want to bog myself down with too many videos recorded there, so I just kind of left it at maybe something like 5 or 6 parts during April of 2016, and then left it alone, focusing mainly on my magic and strength builds at that time. But because I was really focusing on my magic build, I did have more parts to, I guess, edit, and then ultimately I was able to finish uploading my magic build before any of the other ones, because my other playthroughs actually were not finished yet, so I did actually need to record some extra stuff before I was able to finish uploading them, so that's why it did take quite a few months for those to be finished. But anyway, after that, I managed to complete uploading my Castlevania Symphony of the Night Let's Play, which was actually started a month before all of the Demon Souls stuff happened. Like, the Demon Souls thing and the Dark Souls 2 thing was such an event, and Castlevania Symphony of the Night actually occurred originally before any of that happened. So basically, while I was starting, or rather while I was kind of in the early stages of that Let's Play, I did take a break to engage in that extreme event that occurred in 2016, which set me back almost an entire year, and so therefore Symphony of the Night got caught up in that, and so it did take me some time to kind of get back to Symphony of the Night. It's only 32 parts, but it did take quite a while for me to finish uploading it, because I did have some time away from it, and I also, I mean, it could have taken longer for me to upload it, or finish uploading it rather, but I did force myself to get it finished, because I knew that for one, it was not going to be long, and two, I did start recording it before any of the Demon Souls stuff, so more or less at that time, Symphony of the Night was the maximum priority. So before any more time was going to pass, I was going to finish Symphony of the Night, so I managed to get it finished in January 2017. It was the first Let's Play that I finished uploading during that year. So next of all, we have Dark Souls 2, which was started after Symphony of the Night, and also after I started all of the other Demon Souls playthroughs. However, I did finish Dark Souls 2, the first playthrough, and also the second playthrough of Dark Souls 2, before I finished any of my Demon Souls stuff. The reason why was because during the month of May, I started those playthroughs, or more specifically, Let's Plays, and I also finished them during that month. The same cannot be said for the Demon Souls stuff. I didn't finish anything during May in Demon Souls, so yeah, I had 2 full new game playthroughs of Dark Souls 2 completed during the month of May. The entire thing was started on May 4th, 2016, and I don't know which month it was finished, but yeah, I did a crapload of recording there. So the first one, the Dex build, had 55 videos in total, 53 of those being parts. The extra 2 videos there were kind of extra, I guess, footage that was cut from the Let's Play parts, but yeah, regardless, it was 55 parts in total, and that was a lot of work. That was just one Let's Play. Then at the bottom there, I'm just going to briefly mention it, you also have another 46 parts. That was all recorded in 1 month. So you can kind of see how by the time I was getting into June, July, I was getting a little bit daunted by the amount of footage that I had to actually record. Just forget about Demon Souls, that was extreme enough. I already had Dark Souls 2 as well as that, so that was really extreme. So, yeah, my original commentary will be starting up, and I'll be talking about my Demon Souls Let's Plays that I was working on after actually having completed the uploading of my Dex build for Dark Souls 2 during the early part of 2017. See you guys back in my original commentary. Alright, so I was actually getting low on disk space there while I was recording. I'm torrenting and recording, and if I ever get to the point where I'm actually having an issue with running out of space on my fucking hard drive, I am actually going to be recording nothing, because this won't be saving to anything, so that would be a huge waste. Might actually pause the recording while I can, just to make sure that this saves. Alright, so I am back. That actually gave me a bit of a flashback, just as I was talking about the recording experience, or at the very least the editing experience of the Demon Souls Let's Plays and the Dark Souls 2 Let's Plays. That kind of gave me a flashback to when I was having issues back in the recording days of Dark Souls 2, and a bit of Demon Souls as well, when I was just having my recordings just filling up parts of my hard drive because they were temporary files that weren't being removed, and I was often having problems with my my recordings because I was actually running out of disk space, so there was nothing to actually record the audio files onto, like the temporary files in the project of Audacity. So, like, actually, my voice would just cease to exist because there was nothing to record it on. It was purely, like, graphical on Audacity. There was nothing actually being saved. So then I'd stop the recording, and then there'd be fucking nothing on the recording because there was nothing saved. It was really sad. But anyway, I definitely wasn't going to have a repeat of that as I was going into the nostalgia of the experience of those fucking Let's Plays. But anyway, oh dear. So regardless, I was talking about both the Strength and Faith build there. Both started in April, both finished in March, and there was a year between those two dates. Well, almost a year, as you can see. But, yeah, generally, you've got the same number of parts there as well. So it's kind of like a nice, I guess, comparison between those two. Nice similarities, but yeah, I was so happy when I finally had those completed. I still had a whole Let's Play of Dark Souls 2 to edit through by that time, and I did indeed prioritize Demon Souls after completing the first Let's Play of Dark Souls 2 there, but fucking hell, I was happy when I finally had that out of the way. Just by chance, even though I was still editing Dark Souls 2, my second Let's Play at that time, I did manage to complete my Dragon Quest Swords Payback Mode Let's Play, which was started in December of 2016. Now, that wasn't a huge priority at the time. I would say that generally Dark Souls 2 was a higher priority, because I did start it in May of 2016, whereas Dragon Quest Swords was started in December of 2016, but I realised that Dragon Quest Swords was actually like a really popular Let's Play on my channel, so I thought, you know, fuck it, I'm just going to actually pump this out, because it's only 11 parts, as you can tell, and I managed to complete that in April. It was April 2017 by the time I, you know, pushed myself to do that, and I produced the 11 parts and uploaded them, and that was it. That's all I had to do. And then I got to focus on Dark Souls 2 again, and there you go. That was finished in June 2017, 46 parts in total. So that's pretty much what I did, and that's a lot of work, I can tell you now. I mean, just discussing it all is a lot of work. Now, imagine actually doing it all, because I'm just mentioning part numbers. Oh, you know, 53 parts, the first Dark Souls 2 Let's Play, 46 parts for the second one, you know. That alone is a lot of fucking content, and that's just 2 out of a lot of these. So, yeah, fucking hell, there's a lot of work that went into this stuff, and has it really resulted in anything of value? I don't know, but at the very least, the value is the enjoyment. I must say, in conclusion here, because there's not much more that I need to talk about, but the enjoyment that I get out of the Let's Play is the recording of it. That's like the main enjoyment that I get. I enjoy sitting down in front of my television, recording a game, and talking about it while playing it. And then I do also enjoy seeing an accumulating number of videos that I've recorded, and I can be confident that these are videos that I have individually edited, and I have been happy with the product by the time I'm producing it. And so when that number increases, I can be, I guess, how do I say, convinced. I can convince myself that indeed these are not just vast numbers of, you know, low quality content uploads. These are actually like things that I'm happy with. These are things that I can seriously, you know, put my name to, and I'm happy with that, you know. Whether or not that will be the case in the future, I don't really know, but at the very least I'm happy with what I've done now, and hopefully that will continue in the future. I don't know what the future holds for my Let's Play channel. I don't know if I will ever get a good community of followers, or I'll just continue to float around in obscurity and be completely unappreciated. But regardless of what happens there, I will continue to make videos, hopefully, or at least I will pray that I have the drive to do that over the years, but or as the years continue, rather. But yeah, that's about all I wanted to talk about in this update video. I have decided that I will try to do this once every year. I did want to mention that this was only a decision that I came to today, actually. I decided that I would make the 10th of the 10th, which is, of course, the 10th of October, a rather momentous date that I will return to. And that same date, every single year, hopefully I can kind of bring you an update on how I'm doing with my Let's Plays in a similar way to how I've done it in this video. So I'll just kind of have the actual information just written there, and I will be referring to it, and I will be able to, I guess, talk about how I feel as far as having completed that, and just, you know, yeah, work towards continuing my work. And that's ultimately what I want to be doing here, just continuing my work and continuing to have fun, and the more people that I pick up along the way who are interested in what I'm doing, the happier I'm going to be, because if I can talk to people who are interested in my stuff about my videos, then I'll be happy, because, you know, if I'm actually responding to a community of people as I'm making videos, I feel more content with myself, because I feel like I'm not just doing it for me, I'm doing it for other people as well, and it's a nice feeling to be able to do that. Regardless, thank you for watching this update video, everyone. I don't want to drag this on for much longer than it has already gone on for. I think it's been very bloody long so far. It's quite considerable how long this has gone for. But, yeah, I will thank you all for watching, and that is about all I have to say. Once again, it is the 10th of October, I think you know that, 2017, and I will see you in my next update video. Catch you guys later.